Hey guys, how's it going? This is BillyEatWorld, and today we're going to take a look at the new operator weapons that just got added in the Robbery DLC. It seems like each DLC is focusing on a different kit, and this time around the operator got the majority of the new guns with 4 brand new ARs and carbines. Robbery has been out for a week or so, but I wanted to take my time before I made this video so that I could unlock everything and get a good idea of how all the guns work. To be honest, I'm glad that I did, because some of these guns do take a long time to get used to, and they really do need the right attachments to be effective. But anyway, to get started, in order of rate of fire, first on the list is the criminal-only F2000 Bullpup AR, which fires at a whopping 900 RPM. Apart from this and its bullpup characteristics, it's got pretty much the same stats as the M416, which means that it is a decent alternative for close-range gunfights. It's nowhere near as accurate when standing though, but it does kind of make up for this with better accuracy on the move and when firing from the hip. It's also got a much slower reload time than just about every gun in the category, so all in all, it's probably not as good as the M416, but it is pretty decent. Now, next on the list is the all-kit FAMAS, which once again is a bullpup design, but this time has a slower 850 RPM and the lower carbine damage model. Compared to the F2000, it's slightly more accurate when standing or on the move, and the rest of its stats are very similar, except for a smaller 26 round capacity. Generally speaking though, the carbines in Hardline aren't that popular because they don't deal enough damage, and this is definitely true for the FAMAS. Like I said, the F2000 isn't really as good as the M416, and the FAMAS isn't really as good as the F2000, so sadly I doubt this gun is going to see a lot of use. Okay, so coming in next is the cop alternative to the F2000, the MDC, which once again is another bullpup assault rifle. Unlike the F2000 though, the MDC actually has the higher damage model of the AKM, and with a rate of fire of 750 RPM, this means it can drop people very quickly. The big problem with the MDC though is that it's got a massive kick, and you really need to use recoil control attachments if you want to stay on target. The MDC also has a longer reload, and it isn't as accurate as the AKM, so even though it is a viable alternative, I think I'd still prefer the AKM for larger maps. And finally, the last gun on this list is the RPK, which is basically the LMG variant of the AKM with a very similar stat line. It also fires at 600 RPM and deals the same damage, but it has a 51 round capacity and a much faster reload time. As a trade-off though, the RPK isn't quite as accurate when standing, and it's got a slightly harder kick, which means that it's not quite as good at long range. That being said though, it's not a huge difference, so there is a good chance that if you already love the AKM and you like LMGs, then you'll like this gun too. So all in all, these 4 guns are definitely unique and they will see a bit of play, but there's nothing here that's going to dethrone the M416 and the M16A3. Bullpup weapons have never been the most popular guns in Battlefield games because of the drawbacks of their design, so there goes 3 of the guns straight away. Apart from the FAMAS though, it is good to see that at least these weapons are competitive, even if they aren't strictly the best. The F2000 and the MDC in particular I think are really good choices for close range maps, so I think you can expect to see them around a fair bit. To finish up though, like I said before, these guns do take a while to get used to, so don't be surprised if you have a hard time with them at first. For example, I actually didn't even really like the MDC when I first started using it, but you do eventually learn to control it and the attachments help out quite a bit. My number 1 tip for all of these guns is just remember to burst fire, and with the bullpup guns just make sure you reload in cover whenever you can. Hardline is the sort of game where someone is always around the corner, so with these guns just assume that there is and you should stay alive a lot longer. But anyway guys, that just about wraps up this video, so let me know what you think of the new operator weapons in Robbery, and as always if you like what you see, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Also check out the links in the description below if you want to see more of my videos, or if you want to support my channel on Patreon, and until next time, see you later and have a good one.